Podcast, the monthly peek behind the scenes of our independent film and production distribution company, Big Damn Films. Welcome, everybody, to the third episode of the Big Damn Podcast and the first of 2024. I am Michael Doherty, and joining me, as always, is co-owner and man behind the chair, or in the chair, behind the curtain, Logan Liskovic.
Today, we're diving headlong into the new year with a closer look at our upcoming projects.
We'll find a better one.
Smooth start.
So, hey, great starts of the year, Logan. We're
Yeah.
we're already to the end of the first month.
Yeah. January has flown by.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about how we went from one film for Darkstone to release to now four this year. Just a little update that Z-Con is still on track. We're going to talk about dropping merchandise and Patreon and all of that other fun stuff. So as we kind of look at the future of Big Damn Films, part of this podcast is really going to be a digest of where we're going and where we're coming from. And the nice thing is that this isn't just for you, but it's also for us, because in 2025 we could look back and be like, wow, we were idiots. So I think as last year was the year of Logan told you so, I think we look at 2024 as the year of like, let's just get shit done.
Yeah. Get it done, get it out the door, and get a little bit more out the door than we anticipated. As you said, we went from one Darkstone release to four, arguably
Or
five, depending on how you count the first one.
yeah, I mean the original plan, and we talked about this. I don't know if
Mhm.
we talked about this on an episode, but we have a 5-year plan, and in that 5-year plan, we're like one Darkstone, and then one Big Damn Films, and a Darkstone, and then another Dark. So that's like one Darkstone every year, and we're just kind of ramping that up. Uh,
Mhm.
and we're looking at Q1 at the end of Q1 for the first drop of the first release, and we're starting with a Christmas movie.
I mean, what better way to end March than with a Christmas movie?
Yeah, way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so with Darkstone comes a lot. It's going to be a big year for Darkstone with us. It's going to be a big year for us in general. Uh, just having gone back and re-reviewed the episode 2 podcast and hearing how much John called us his lucky charm multiple times, from being on set and Browncoat's Redemption inspiring Spade,
Mm-hmm.
to us, kind of reigniting filmmaking and the difference of what our company is from the other distribution companies he's worked for in the past. Uh, I'm very, very excited. I've said this before. We said this on the podcast, the previous one with John. Um,
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've had stuff to look forward to in the course of several years, and knowing that we have a lot to look forward to,
Mhm.
very, very excited. So,
We've
what are
we've
your
got a
thoughts
packed
on?
year. We've got a really packed year. A lot going down, and uh, even more that we won't go into now, but that is starting to make even future years look maybe a little more crowded than we would have anticipated. So we
Yeah.
are certainly hitting the ground running. Very, very exciting stuff.
Well, I'd like to reiterate again, I am humble enough to know when I am wrong. Logan called this well in the beginning, and I'm like, no, no, it's going to be conservative. Nobody's going to give a shit, and we're not going to have anything to release.
Well,
And now it looks like 2025 is going to be just as busy as 2024.
pretty much.
uh,
Uh,
so speaking of 2024, we are
124.
we are releasing two big things next month in February, Logan.
Yep. We are. We've got our lovely merch store, some of which that you've seen on the podcast before, whether it be a hat, a mug, T-shirt. We got some hoodies and some other things that are going to be there. We're dropping that in February, along with our Patreon. For those of
Yeah.
you who are interested and around to help kind of support and be there with us every step of the way behind the scenes, we've got some extra goodies planned and some insider information in store to share with you, and looking forward to really building the Big Damn community.
I want to take a second and clarify the Patreon. So we had said early on in our announcement video that we weren't going to be doing any crowdfunding till ZCon is done. And in my opinion, um, we've had enough people who are excited about Big Damn Films returning and said, how can we help?
Hmm.
And Patreon's how we can help. It isn't really crowdfunding. What it is to me is just basically monthly membership access to Big Damn Films. It is the
Hmm.
way that if somebody wants to help, this is how you can help. We have three tiers: $3, 15, 25. You could stay on board for a month. You could leave after 2 months. It's unlike
Hmm.
a crowdfunding campaign. Um, you're there as long as you want to be there. So
Hmm.
hopefully, we'll provide value month over month for those members that want to stay.
Hmm.
If I stop getting out of my own way and I listen to Logan, I think we'll be quite fine. Um, One of the things we did really well with Big Damn Films and Browncoats was build a
Hmm.
community.
Yeah.
That community got really, really big really quickly, and it's time to kind of reinvigorate that community again. And if that community comes back even a fraction of the way it did, we'll be good for a while. And the purpose of the
Yeah.
Patreon is really helps us keep the lights on. There'll be a point that we'll have
Hmm.
enough merchandise and products to be able to sustain that on its own. But for right now, it's Logan and I just keeping the lights on. And it's not a problem, but it's always when you have so many people asking how they can help, you find a way to do it.
Yeah, many
Is
hands
that
make light
fair?
work, and we want to definitely get as many people who want to be a part of it.
And this is one of those things that we kind of leave trails of content or along the way. So when we did our initial announcement video, Logan made clear, like, Logan is not just with a co-owner. He's not just somebody that was an
Mhm.
extra in Browncoats Redemption and helped build the ship, but like Logan is a contributor to the ZCon crowdfunding campaigns.
Yep.
So I trust
Hmm.
Logan implicitly that he would not feel comfortable launching a Patreon, or would not feel comfortable launching a Patreon being a member of that community of people
Yeah,
who supported ZCon.
absolutely. I mean, Patreon, I would always view as different. It's a keeping the lights on. It's a membership thing. A crowdfunding campaign to me is for a product, is for an event, is for a singular thing, and we're not that's not what we're doing. In point of fact, I'm actually looking forward to my Zcon crowdfunding rewards Q1. I look forward to
Yeah,
getting them in the mail. Just like I'm sure everybody else who's out there who's still here from then as well. I wanted to be a part of that more, but I had my first child, 3 month old at the time, and you know, priorities are priorities. I gave what I could and had to watch from afar, and yeah, now I'm looking forward to a pleasant surprise in the mail in Q1.
and kids, that's where you could join in too. You could be just like Logan. He's not just a sponsor; he's an owner. One day, I'm kidding. No,
Uh,
I mean, and honestly, it's the North Star of kind of what I'm looking to do with everything. Like Logan, having been around from the beginnings and seeing the good, the bad, and the severely ugly that was 2014. Um,
a rough year.
and still, uh, yeah, I mean that 2016 beginning kind of might rival that a little bit, but I would say 2014 was
Yeah,
good for me. um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, look, and there are people that are going to be unhappy, and there are people that are going to be upset. And somebody's going to have something really shitty to
Hmm.
say about us launching a Patreon. To them, I will say, "Great, tell us how to keep the lights on." And
Hmm.
our lights are really inexpensive, so let's be super transparent because that's part of our business model. Um, our monthly expenses are around what, 250 to 300, Logan,
Yeah, give or take. The
and that
subscriptions for all
is
the fees and the technology stuff to do what we need to do just to kind of get off the ground.
yeah,
Right now, the lights are pretty minimal.
yeah. the lights are less than a car payment. Um,
Yep.
and I paid off my car. So, and part of those expenses is the Harding Group, which is
Mhm.
our accounting company, which was brought to us by the amazing Heather Ackroyd, who has been,
Mhm.
you can see her in Broncos Redemption. You can see her in Zcon.
Yep.
Heather and David have been around from the beginning. And again, for me, and this is like getting out of my own way and listening to Logan, when you have
Mhm.
people that want to help, yeah, let them.
Find a way to
So
let them. Yeah.
find a way to let them. So that leads us into, as Logan said, talking about Q1. And our goal for
Mhm.
Q1 was always to get the perks out. Uh,
Yep.
my goal is if at the end of Q1 everything is at least in the mail, that's a big win. So what that's going to mean for us is also, I know a lot of people have moved. We have reached out to as many people as we could through announcing the company coming back. I know not everybody sees everything. So we're going to try
Mhm.
to find over the next couple weeks, the next 2 weeks, a way to make sure that everybody's information is updated that we have available to us. And then, so Q1, or let's see, we have the Patreon in the store first. We have a Darkstone, hopefully, uh,
Mhm.
Darkstone Christmas movie. And then by the end of Q1, the Zcon perks will be out and we'll be beginning pre-production for Zcon Coda, which is how we're going to finish that movie. And then we go to Q2. Q2 is
Yeah.
the uh we're actually doing making a movie again. It's
Return to convention.
Zcon
Yeah. Back out and,
return to
meeting with.
conventions and
Yeah.
yeah. So then we got Zcon pre-production and hopefully by the end of Q2, provided everybody's schedule is available, we will start production. Um, and that looks like it might actually be towards the middle of Q3, just because we
Yeah.
have two of our cast that we know that we're bringing on board have said that their schedules are getting a little jammed up.
Mhm.
So it's just looking at the availability. Excuse me. Then Q3 is really, we'll have another Darkstone project coming out, Darkstone film to release. So by
Mhm.
end of Q3, we should have three, if not four, Darkstone movies out.
Yeah.
Uh, then we'll go into Q4 releasing Night of the Blue Moon, which is going to be a
Q4 is
big
gonna be a
push for us.
big one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be the big that's Q4 2024 is everything we want in Q3 2023 or
Mhm.
Q3 2023 to be. We're just moving the numbers up a bit from 3 to 4.
Yep.
Uh and that'll be a theatrical release with taking it wherever the community will have us. That'll be streaming and digital downloads within 90-day pre-purchase of Blu-ray and DVD. And then that'll take
Mhm.
us into hopefully releasing Zcon at the end of the year. If we do not release Zcon theatrically at the end of the year, uh, the people that have supported the crowdfunding campaign will at least get a private screening of wherever stage Zcon is at. So we could at least make sure that we've shown that. But
Mhm.
my goal is by December of 2024, everything is done with Zcon, with the exception of putting physical DVDs and Blu-rays in people's hands. Uh,
Yeah. That's a
what are
big
your
year.
thoughts, Logan? It's a big year.
That's a big year. Um, it's exciting. I mean, there's no other really way to describe it. Like there's so much going and so much planned and so many things to see that it's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah. uh, it's weird. It'll be the first time I'm stepping on my set of a set of my project in a decade.
Yeah.
Uh, in the last 10 years, I haven't made anything of my own. So I've worked on other people's sets. I've PA'd
Mhm.
for people's shorts like Tara and Justin's Strangle of Ivy. I've helped out with a bunch of other stuff, edited feature films. This will be return to form of actually stepping on a set again. And I know that we're going to see a lot of familiar faces on set. There's going to be a lot of people
Mhm.
that want to come out and be extras or help out in any way, shape, or form. And we'll keep you guys posted as to what that looks like as we go further. But for this quarter is really
Mhm.
just about me finishing what I need for pre-production, getting a final draft done. And when I say final draft, I just mean a draft that is one that we could start planning around. We'll probably
Mhm.
be revising it and shifting it all the way through up until filming, and then on the day. Um, but yeah,
Sure.
I want to make sure the story is solid. I want to make sure we can find a location um, that works. I have a couple in mind. Daniel Ross just threw a curveball and suggested a fourth. Um, but the
Hmm.
question is, it's Maryland or New Jersey?
Sounds like we have some site visits to do.
Yeah, we've got some site visits to do. Uh,
Yeah. And who
uh,
knows, those behind the scenes may show up for exclusive little bits in Patreon or here or there. So yeah,
yeah.
there's lots of things that we have planned and lots of ways that we're looking forward to bringing you along for the ride at whatever however much you want to come.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, this feels like uh, old and new all over again. It's
Yeah.
new because it's a new company and there's a lot of new changes for us. It's old because it's kind of returning to the stuff that we used to enjoy doing back when stuff was fun. Um,
Yeah, back when it was fun, back when there was so much less responsibility, back when there were no kids in some cases. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
looking forward to getting back out there.
yeah, I mean, look, fun really just means we were enjoying ourselves and we had people wanting to all work towards a common goal. Um,
We had an outlet for our
you know,
creativity.
we had an outlet for our creativity. That's a really great way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And to be able to know that we could go forward facilitating other people's creativity. Um,
Mm,
if you are listening to this episode first, why? But you can go back in episode 2 and hear like the impact that what Logan and I and how we're structuring this company is impacting John's and Darkstone.
mhm.
That's definitely impacting other people's creativity for those things that we'll talk about when we're ready to talk about them. Um,
Yep.
but it's nice to be able to not just have our outlet, but to be the
Mhm.
facilitator of somebody else's.
Yeah, it's the nice thing about Company 2.0 having both the ability to do both to have the outlet for ours and to get the energy and the fulfillment from being able to help other people release theirs. It's really nice.
Yeah. And I think the last bit for me is really not that the way we did Browncoat's Big Damn Fam Films was bad or wrong, but it was a nonprofit organization and our hands were tied
Mhm.
for a lot of reasons. The nonprofit, the agreement that we had in place, the fact that none of us knew what we were doing the first time around. So, you know, Big Damn Films 2.0 is exciting because it's different. It's the same but
Yeah.
different. Um, and that feels good. But Logan, anything else you want to add before we get out of these fine people's eyes and ears?
No, no, just that we've got again so much going on and so much coming and we look forward to giving you along for the ride.
All right. Well, and there you have it. That takes us to the inaugural episode of 2024, but the third episode of the Big Damn podcast. Hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the world of Big Damn films.
Be sure to subscribe, follow, like us on the social media, and stay tuned for more behind the scenes goodness in our upcoming episodes.
And as always, thank you for joining us. And until next time, keep telling your big damn stories.